Now, what's going on, everybody? So, haven't talked to you guys in a few days. I've had family in town. I had my mom and my grandmother come visit from out of state, and I haven't been able to do a whole lot of riding. A couple of days while they were here, I went to the gym in the morning doing a little squid, you know, sleeveless shirts and stuff like that. I haven't been riding hard, haven't been wearing full gear. For those of you wondering, yes, I do like these O'Neill motocross jerseys, but I am wearing my Icon Field Armor compression shirt underneath. I got D3O and injected foam all over the place. I am wearing my boots. I do have my SMX2 boots on, Alpine Stars. Got my Icons on, my favorite gloves. And so we're riding. We're gonna do not necessarily some aggressive riding, but in the event that I want to get a little aggressive, we okay, here we go. I'm coming up to a stop right here. Oh, it's just a yellow light. I thought they were turning the arrow red on us. So, like I was going to say, in the event I want to do a little bit of aggressive riding. So I did order some Icon knee guards, some knee pads that and another Icon jacket. It's one of those it's high-vis yellow and gray. It's I forgot exactly what model it's called. It's one of the hoodies. It's got D3O and everything in it. Since I was ordering the knee pads anyways, I figured I'd go ahead and get another jacket. Why not? Like having options. I got a bunch of these jerseys too. It's just so hot for the jackets right now. Certain days I'm good to wear the jacket. Even my Icon Contra 2, that's all mesh. I took the liner out and everything. It's still sweat pretty heavy. Like even right now I'm wearing 3 layers. I'm wearing an Under Armour compression t-shirt with the Icon Field Armor compression shirt, then the motocross jersey on top of that. So yeah, I'm protected. I don't have anything on my hips, butt, and knees. It's just regular denim, some Calvin Klein jeans. But that's the only thing not really protected because I'm wearing some good boots. So such a beautiful day. After we dropped the family off at the airport, I saw bike after bike after bike. Everybody's out today, getting a whole lot of FOMO. So we got home, got everything situated. So baby, I'm gonna ride. Threw some gear on, and we're out here. I figured I'd come talk to you guys a little bit. I appreciate everybody who is checking out all the shorts videos that I've been posting. Some comedic, some just random stuff that I've been putting on TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, you want a daily dose of goofiness from me, make sure to follow me on TikTok. I'll have my TikTok page linked down below. And yeah, I've just been having some fun. So what I wanted to talk to you guys today about is, well, it looks like I'm going to get to go actually. So it's been about 2 weeks I've had the bike now, and I wanted to discuss a few things that I've learned since getting the bike, because you know, I've never had a bike of my own. For those of you that watched the previous video, I'm not a new rider. It's just been many years. I've ridden many sport bikes. I'm not a stranger to being on 2 wheels, especially sport bikes. But regardless of the point, the main thing I've noticed is that once you get it, it's always in the back of your mind. It's always up here. I'm always thinking about when I'm going to get to ride again. So it becomes almost like a fever. It's a new toy, obviously, but it's a new toy that you just can't help but want to play with. You know what I mean? So, actually, I'm going to throw the sun visor down. That was a must for me when I was picking the helmet. I really wanted a flip down sun visor. That way I don't have to constantly change my windscreens, change my shields out. Lenses. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word lenses. Anyways, but that's the main thing. It's a new toy, you want to play with it. Just like when a kid gets a new toy, 5, 6 years old, all you want to do is play with it as soon as you get it. Same thing when you get a bike. All you want to do is ride. And that's the case with me. All I want to do is ride. Now granted, most of the time I have the ability to go ride if I feel like it. I try to be more strategic, not middle of the day when it's too hot. But you just want to ride. And then the second thing that I have learned is that these things get really dirty really fast, even if you don't ride in the rain. This thing's super dusty. I did have some new decals come in, because I'm not a big fan of the just stripped completely look. Even though I need to get some new fairings, I had that little hole in the left side fairing. I did go ahead and grab some GSX-R decals for each side and some 600 decals for each side. So I do have those. I do have the YouTube channel name, the YouTube logo, and TG Retro Style to go on the frame on both sides. So I have some decals put on. Obviously I need to clean the bike first. I will be getting new fairings later, so it's not going to break my heart to get rid of these decals. Going too slow. Put the shield back down. I know the audio changes when I put the shield up and down. The lens. Why do I keep saying shield? Yeah, shield's my eyes. And from bugs. That's how we look at it. So that's the other thing. That's one of the other main things I've noticed is even though it's dry outside and I'm not running through dust piles or dirt or any dirt roads or anything, it gets really dusty really fast. My dad had white wheels on his Telefonica and he was cleaning those wheels every other day. Now I'm not OCD like he was. I'm cool with it being dirty for a few days, but I do plan on bringing it to the car wash, cleaning it real good. I'll probably film a nice bath with this bad boy and put the decals on so you guys can see the finished product. And I think it's going to look good. I'm not going to tell you what the decals are. It's GSX-R and 600, but it's a certain graphic. So I'll save that part as a surprise. And then the third biggest thing that I have learned since getting this bike is that there's not too many thrills in this world. Not too many thrills in this world. More fun than being on two wheels. Look, I've done a lot of fun things in my life. I really have. And I've ridden bikes many times, and I treated them like they were other people's property. You know, I was very careful with them. But I gotta tell you, I knew I would enjoy loving this, enjoy riding this, but I didn't realize I would enjoy it this much. I mean, I have had more fun in the times I've been riding this bike in the less than, almost 2 weeks that I've had it now, than I can recall ever having in my life. And look, I've done many adventures. I've traveled to many different places all over this country. Never traveled around the world internationally, but around the country. I've done a lot of daredevil type of stuff. You know, not bungee jumping, skydiving's the next thing. That's a bucket list item. I do want to do that. I like to live a little bit, within reason, obviously. But I don't know. I've never had anything in my life that compares to riding this damn sport bike. And it's one of those things where down the line, I'd like to get, maybe an MT-10 Yamaha, get a nice 1000 naked bike, because the 600 is going to be fine for me, What the hell? There we go. Indicator wasn't showing for some reason. So the 600 is going to be fine for me because there's a lot I can do to open up more power on this bike because it's only got a slip on. I can change gearing, change the chain. I can go full race system with some headers instead of just a slip on. A high flow K&N filter, power commander, or just a tune. There's a lot of things I can do to really open up more low end power, more top end. There's a lot of things I can do to this bike to make it faster. So I don't feel like I need to jump into, grab a 1000 and R1. As much as I'd like to have an R1 one day, it's not a necessity for me. Honestly, I think I would rather get a really cool naked bike. I love the way they look. I do like the FZs. I said MT-10 earlier. I meant an FZ10. We're here in the States. It's an FZ. Really, really like the FZ10. So I think that's definitely something I would like to grab down the line. Not in a hurry. Maybe 2 years from now or something like that. That'll be my second bike. And of course, I plan on getting some ATVs and a dual sport dirt bike down the line, because we do plan on getting some property out here in the mountains, and I'll have some. We're looking at some property to where we'll be able to do some of these fun off-road activities that I don't get to do down here in the city portion where I'm living now. Now it's a couple of years down the line, but You always got to think ahead and plan and know what you want to do when the time comes. And that's something I absolutely would like to do. I love when they wave back. My most viewed TikTok was why do cruisers never wave, most cruisers not wave back to sport bikes. It was actually filmed right here on this road in this spot coming up. Now, it's not all cruisers that don't wave back to me, but every sport bike and naked bike, they wave back. Every moped, slingshot, they wave back. It's the occasional cruiser, they just ignore me. I got a TikTok I put up today. Dude didn't even look at me at the stoplight. He pulled up to me, never turned his head, looked at me or nothing. You know, I don't get it. Everybody's in their own world, and look, it's not a necessity. You don't have to wave to somebody, but it's one of those things where I know how strong the brotherhood is in the bike community, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to have a bike. There we go. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. 50%. He made it a point, boy. He got aggressive with it. That's what I'm talking about. It's one of those things where I just think it's nice, you know. It's a respectful little thing, and do you have to? Am I going to get butthurt about it? No, it's not the end of the world. But I do think it's pretty cool when they do wave back. It's fun. You know, this is kind of my scenic route for when I talk to you guys. You know, we're out here by Garden of the Gods. I got somebody going very slow in this Silverado in front of me. We're doing 33 and a 40. That's very nice of him to do that to me. If I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd probably shoot around him, but we are making some curves, so I'm not gonna be dangerous about it, you know. But when it opens up, I'm probably gonna go around this dude. He's going way too slow. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. So that was the main thing I wanted to jump on and talk to you guys. That is the 3 biggest things that I've learned about myself since getting this bike. Biggest things I've learned since getting this bike, and just a couple little tangents, little food for thought with the bike wave and all that. Sometimes my hand's up, sometimes it's low like it's supposed to be, but I'm having fun with it. I'm having a blast. I appreciate you guys taking this journey with me. For those of you that clicked the video, like I said, I don't care if it's 1 view, 100 views, 1,000 views, or 10,000 views. I appreciate all of you that choose to subscribe, choose to watch, give it a thumbs up, comment below, whatever the case may be. Make sure you don't forget to do all that stuff. Until next time, guys, y'all keep safe on 2 wheels, and have a good one.